Hey guys, English Dave here, and I'm bringing you the Entertain Lynx spoiler-free review for Logan. In the near future, a weary Logan cares for an ailing Professor X in a hideout on the Mexican border. But Logan's attempt to hide from the world and his legacy are upended when a young mutant arrives being pursued by dark forces. What I love about the lead up to this movie is that the trailers have given us just the basic premise, but thankfully have only showed us a small percentage of the final product. In many ways it's not what you expect, but that's a great thing. I'll put this out there. Outside of the character being older, it's nothing like the Old Man Logan comic that somewhat inspired it, and for many reasons it couldn't have been. This is a fresh new story that wisely keeps itself contained. It's not about saving the X-Men or saving the world or changing the future. This is about a man on his last legs doing whatever he can to survive and doesn't want to get into any trouble. But of course, trouble comes along anyway.
Looks like Mr. Monsenhire has some muscle.
He's a friend of mine.
Friend with a big mouth.
I hear that a lot.
And you probably hear this too.
More than I'd like.
Many of the reasons previous films featuring the character didn't quite get him right was in big part to the fact that the character was restricted to a PG-13 movie. After the surprisingly huge success of the R-rated Deadpool, a popular but lesser known character, Fox had the confidence to give Logan an R rating. This one decision completely opens the door for new possibilities with the character in film and allowed it to elevate Wolverine and the genre as a whole beyond typical comic book movie status. Where Deadpool used its R rating to push the violence and language, Logan uses it to craft a more mature and nuanced story. Using themes that couldn't be the focus in a PG-13 movie, it uses it to elevate the storytelling possibilities. All that being said, the movie is incredibly violent and there's a lot of foul language used. In fact, the first word uttered in the film is a curse word.
Holy fuck.
Director James Mangold, who also helmed The Wolverine, really feels at home in this film. Unshackled from the PG-13 rating or not having to adhere to greater franchise elements, he delivers both a spectacular and subtle character story. Having a history in Western films, incidentally he also directed 3:10 to Yuma, you can tell he brings some of that sensibilities to Logan. In many ways this feels more in line with old Western characters like Jesse James or Wyatt Earp, who have seen their glory days passed by and now live in a world that only remembers skewed versions of the past. Mangold creates a movie that flows and is paced incredibly well. For every action scene, and there are a lot more than you expect, there are true moments of character. It's beautifully shot and framed in a way that makes you forget that technically this is a sci-fi film. However, he clearly uses subtle touches to remind you that this film is in fact set in the future, 2029 to be precise. He has the constraint to not do anything too crazy with the camera because he knows the important thing isn't the spectacle, it's the characters. Mangold gets probably the best performance from Hugh Jackman I have ever seen, and I'm not just talking about his run as Wolverine. This is Jackman at his very best here. You can tell the two of them have worked really hard to bring out the true Wolverine character they have wanted to show us all along. However, it isn't Wolverine at his best, and that's why it's great. Wolverine is the most vulnerable we've ever seen him. He hurts, he's not as strong or as agile, and for the first time we can truly connect with the character beyond just being a really cool badass. All that is enhanced by the fantastic supporting cast. Though he hasn't played the character as many times as Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart has also played Professor X just as long as Jackman has played Wolverine, so at this point he knows the character intimately. However, the nature of this story allows him to show a side of the Professor we haven't seen, even in the comics.
On the road, only one meal and hardly any sleep. She's 11, I'm fucking 90.
What's great here is that it really plays with Logan and Charles' relationship that was established in the very first X-Men movie. Where Charles helped Logan who had a broken mind, here Logan is helping a Charles whose mind is deteriorating. It's a great way of showing the circle of life where we go from parent taking care of a child to the child taking care of the parent. It's so well done that don't be surprised if the film gets you emotionally. Daphne Keane as Laura, aka X-23, is cast superbly in the part. She may be young, but she's able to convey so much emotion, yet she barely speaks through the entire film. Her and Jackman connect so well you'd think they knew each other in real life. Her character serves to remind Logan what he himself was once like, and it really elevates his humanity. And damn is she beast. In some instances, she makes Wolverine seem tame by comparison. There are a bunch of other supporting characters who shine. Stephen Merchant, known for his comedic work with Ricky Gervais, gives a surprisingly unexpected performance as the mutant Caliban, and Boyd Holbrook is serviceable as one of the lead antagonists. If there was a weak point to the film, and I'm definitely nitpicking, it's Richard E. Grant as Dr. Rice. For such a big actor, I expected more from his character. As such, he really just serves as an expositional tool. It's not that it's bad, It's more so that the other characters are done so well that his character really doesn't leave any kind of lasting impression.
No. No.
Ultimately, Logan is a must-see in theaters, one that you may even be inclined to watch multiple times. In an age where every year we have naysayers proclaiming that this year we will see the fall of the comic book movie, films like Logan prove that comic properties can't be easily defined. With a director that understands the character and great writing, they can transcend beyond any one genre. This is the kind of movie that will encourage studios and directors to try new things with these characters. We all love the spectacle of superheroes, but this movie reminds us that these heroes aren't just great because of what they can do, they are great because of who they are. And on that level, we are able to connect with them in ways we couldn't have before. It's fun seeing Wolverine go savage on people, but it's also fun seeing him just sit down and have a meal and a laugh with those he cares for. Thanks guys for listening. If you enjoyed this review, please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and share with your peeps. If you'd like to hear our spoiler-filled thoughts on this movie, check out our Entertain Lynx podcast, which will be up Monday. There you can hear myself and the team go in depth on what we thought. The link will be in the description below once it goes up. My name's English Dave, and this has been an Entertain Lynx spoiler-free review for Logan. See ya.